Alright, today's video I'm going to show the kettlebell thruster and a couple of variations. So we'll start off, we'll get our kettlebells in the rack position. Now this is also historically called a squat thrust. It's the same movement. So thruster, squat, thrust, doesn't really matter the name. What I like to do is I like to cross my fingers, okay, kind of bring the kettlebells together. My arms are nice and planted up against my torso, my rib cage, and so it's supported by my rib cage. This is called the rack position, okay? And what we do is we go down into a squat with all the biomechanics of a squat. Let me show you what it looks like, and then we'll talk about it. As we come up from the squat, we do a push press, okay? So we take our breath. Okay, now a couple things there. Just like we do with any of the squats, we want to make sure that our knees track in line with our toes. We want to make sure we shove our knees out so that our butt drops straight down and our torso stays nice and vertical. If it doesn't, you're going to lean and those kettlebells are going forward. You want to keep the kettlebells in that rack position, arms or forearms pinned pretty close to up against your chest, or at least the upper arm pinned to your rib cage, okay? And when you come up to press, okay, we come from the rack position and we push up behind the ear. So you see my arm is completely vertical. Let me see if I can get a little more space there. Arm is completely vertical behind the ear, okay, supported by your skeletal structure. If you come forward with it, if you land forward, right, then all the weight goes on this little anterior delt muscle. I don't care how big your anterior delts are, they're not going to support it the way your skeleton would be able to support it, okay? Make sure we don't let the thumb roll forward. We don't want internal rotation of the shoulder, okay? So I keep the thumbs at the top, right? So at the top here, I keep the thumbs faced across the body or slightly behind, all right? Now, a couple variations on this. We can do single rack, okay? So we kind of just keep this hand, you know, gently clenched, right? So that this doesn't go flopping around in space, right? We take our breath. Okay? So we do a single hand press. Another really cool variation that I really like a lot is, let's get it up into the rack position, okay? Alternating thrusters, okay, or kettlebell thrusters, or alternating squat press, again, whichever name you prefer, okay? Okay, so what happens with this one? We keep one kettlebell staying in the rack position while we press up with the other kettlebell. Again, it's like a combination of a front rack squat combined with a push press. So you want to make sure that when you're coming up from the squat, you're using that drive, that hip drive, to drive the weight up. Whenever we do any kind of push press movement, that dip and drive gets the weight to about eye or top of our head level, and we use our shoulders to press out the rest of the way. So that's the kettlebell thruster or kettlebell squat press. You can do it with two, you can do it with one, or you can do it alternating. Give it a shot. If you have any questions, post them to YouTube. Stay strong.